Well, I hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit about Bread and Puppet Theater. Welcome back. Let's take a look now at G. Voucher. She is an artist uh, slash punk musician that. Sorry, my kids are going crazy downstairs. Uh, that did a lot of collage work. Now, what you're seeing here, let's go into a little bit more context around the soldier. You see all of these images of things that are like normal day life, things that you would see in any magazine, celebrity, domestic life, glamorous, every everything that is, still going on while the war is raging on. Now, here we see in the center a famous photograph of a man with a 1,000-yard stare. For those of you that don't know what the 1,000-yard stare is, this is a look that people would get after being in war for a period of time, where they just have this look that's off in the distance. They're completely disconnected from what's going on around them. It's their brain emotionally shutting them off, that they can barely do anything. They are completely and utterly traumatized. And that's the look in their eyes. Now, she has imposed this this happy, glamorous smile on top of it as a satirical critique of what is, going on. That everybody is just not acknowledging all of the pain and the trauma that the soldiers go through, and instead tend to focus on trivial matters. Nancy Spiro, and you're going to do a reading about her, so I'm not going to talk a lot about her, but she's one of the more famous protest artists. And we're just going to give this one a quick look. 1967. Here we have a search and destroy plane, missile, with the X going through it, spearing an individual to the ground with blood coming out. Fairly obvious, very direct, and this kind of interesting loose gestural mark that is, when we're talking about the market, it's not exactly refined. It's very undefined, unrefined, kind of gritty, that when you're looking at this, it's not exactly obvious, and then it invites you to look closer to see what exactly is happening. But you're going to do the reading on that either today or tomorrow, but definitely over the weekend before we meet next week. I love Martha Rosler. I love her works. I think they're kind of quirky. I think they're kind of they're kind of going back to G. Voucher's um, satirical approach. And Rosler did this series in protest of the Vietnam War, but uh, recontinued it in early 2000s to protest the uh, Iraqi wars and the ongoing wars that we see in the Middle East, ongoing even today. She has these wonderful collages that are really just showing that life is going on normally as usual, shaking out the drapes, getting the dust off, getting the wrinkles out. But then outside the window, you see these terrible, tragic scenes of war that are happening. That that shows this dissociation between what we see at home and what we are responsible for in other regions. There are, you know, terrible tragedies going on across the world so that we can live this uh, this life, this domestic life that we've grown accustomed to. So it's really kind of showing these, two sides of the coin of America, which is this really interesting combination that I think is just um, it's really poignant. Now, John Keane is an interesting artist. He was a hired war artist. And if you don't know that every time we're in a military conflict, the government hires artists to capture what's going on. They hire artists that are trained soldiers that go